Hey everyone and welcome back. As many of you may know, a few months ago I added my miter saw to my all-in-one woodworking workstation, and I added it on a mechanism that would allow me to fold it down out of the way of the table saw so that the two machines don't clash. Now shortly after posting that video, people started pointing out that I should have stuck to my original idea of wanting to fill this area with a lid or a filler piece or something to complete the bench when the miter saw is folded down. And I agree completely. Having a lid over here when the miter saw is folded down would really round off the top of the bench nicely with all the tools packed away. The reason I didn't do it originally is because I couldn't figure out a way to have that lid fold open but not clutter up or restrict anything else on the bench. For example, if I added it at the back here, when it's folded open it would block off my dust collection or prevent me from taking out my planer. If it folded forward, it would be closing off my controller here for my compressor, or even closing up this gap I added here to add clamps. And if I made it to take off and put somewhere else in the shop, I'd just have another piece of board cluttering up my already very limited space. Now since then I may have come up with a solution to my dilemma, but first I'm going to size up a board to close up this area and size up one that's going to be a door in the front. Okay guys, so with all the paneling and bracing sized, the first thing I'm going to do is add a door to this area here to close up this cavity and hopefully round off the side of the bench quite nicely. It's also going to give me the ability to add a failsafe to the inside of the door to prevent this bed from dropping if these latches had to fail for whatever reason. Okay guys, so with the door installed, the last thing to do in this area before moving over to the lid is installing the failsafe. Now the failsafe is going to be installed in the form of this little block, which is going to be mounted on the door on the inside obviously, so that when the door is being closed or is closed, this block will sit underneath the bed. So if the latches had to fail in a very unlikely situation, this block will prevent the bed from dropping. The latches on the door will hopefully make the door strong enough to carry the weight of the miter saw bed, and then the block itself is nothing amazing, it's just a block where I curve this one edge using, or the one corner using a belt sander, so that when you close it, it's got a bit of a guide into its position. Okay guys, so with these pieces installed, I'm ready to put my lid in its place. Now the lid is nothing exceptional, it's a piece of MDF cut to the size of the cutout, and as I've done so many times before, I've added a 45-degree chamfer around the outer edge using a router. The reason I've done this, when the lid is closed and I'm moving pieces of wood over the bench, I obviously don't want them getting caught on any sharp edges. After that, I added 2 pieces of wood underneath here, just as a bit of bracing to strengthen the top, and then this piece here in front, so that when the lid is in its place, it will close up the small gap here in the front. Alright guys, so the lid is installed and the door is closed, and you can't even tell that there's a miter saw underneath there. But that wasn't the hard part of this build. It was, what do I do with this lid when I want to use my miter saw? And the answer was right in front of my eyes. I just didn't consider it. So my solution to the miter saw lid is to have it slide into this gap behind the miter saw bed. Unfortunately, some modification is required. These corners on the pipe cradles on the miter saw bed are blocking me at this stage, so I'm going to have to remove them. I'm going to try and do this while the bed is assembled in the bench. If I do not manage to do this, I'm going to have to remove it to remove those corners. Okay, so when the miter saw is in its working position, the lid will be stored at the back there. The only other addition I made was a little bracket at the bottom there to prevent the lid from slipping out or dropping out when the bench is being moved around. So now when I fold the miter saw down, I can just pull the lid out and put it in its place, and the bench top is then complete. And that is that, guys. You asked for the station to be closed, so I closed it. And I must admit, it does look a lot better, and it rounds off the top of the bench very nicely. Just a little announcement before I sign off. Our UK storefront for our woodworking themed t-shirts is now live. So if you were interested in the t-shirts but you didn't want to order from the States because of the shipping, you can now order directly from the UK store. So I will be adding both links in the description of this video if you want to check it out. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe. Cheers.